the all-time series 35-32. But Florida State has won the last two, including a 45-3 win in South Florida last year. Here comes Deuce Spann. Did well to beat Miami as the starter 3 years in a row. His 37th career start. They are 26-10 with him under center as he starts for the 26th game in a row. With Trey Benson, the running back. Short set. It is Benson wide open.
Travis gets it out immediately for a nice gain.
Playing without one of their starting cornerbacks, Darryl Porter, injured last week in their loss at NC State. Jaden Davis, who left last week's game, is the other starting corner. They had each started every game so far this year. The injuries, Miami didn't want him. Benson ran for 128 last year against his former coach in that rout in Miami Gardens. Deep throw down the sideline. Story today as well. Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson are back in action. There's Coleman, their leading receiver. Neither one of them played last week in the win at Pittsburgh. And they struggled for a while without them. Won 24-7. First time they scored under 30 all year. Under pressure, Travis got it off. Caught,
but not enough to convert the third down.
Alex Mastromano in the punt. Xavier Restrepo back for it. He wears a different number as a punt returner. They don't want to have duplicate numbers on the field. Great bounce from Mastromano, and they're going to down it inside teams and have been for all 4 years under this Mike Norvell staff with Papuchis, the special teams coordinator. So a tougher spot now than it even would have been for Emory Williams, the true freshman, starting from his own two. Faked it to a fellow true freshman. He wants to launch it deep, and it's just a little bit.
It's very good, and it'll be tight coverage most of the afternoon.
Mark Fletcher, the running back. He's emerged as the starter in recent weeks. The old offensive lineman Cristobal likes that. So his team survived the first 5 or 6 plays in the atmosphere, and you'll settle in quickly. Again, Williams in the end zone. Fires off the hands of Dylan Joyce, the true freshman from Australia. Almost standing on the back line of the end zone. Keon Coleman at the 50-yard line. Line drive kick, and effective, and a fair catch made by Gaming.
Oh yeah.
College Town just down the road. Out of the pistol, Jordan Travis. With Trey Benson, the running back. And the least experience is Washington, the left tackle, and today's his 33rd career start. Dump to the tight end, Marqueston Douglas. 3rd down and 1, 4 minutes gone by. The option toward the short side of the field. Looked like Benson was in trouble. Now it's the Canes who have a problem. Touchdown, Trey Benson. They are marking the ball out of bounds, it seems, back at the 39-yard line. Nobody on the field realizes it, nor does this crowd.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier stepped out of bounds at the 39-yard line. It'll be Florida State's ball, 1st and 10.
No question about it.
Pass catcher. They really do a good job of utilizing him in that aspect.
They're going to stick with the pistol. Mike Norvell, the head coach, calls the plays. With plenty of help from the coordinator, Alex Atkins, who also coaches the offensive line. The fake to Toafili over the middle, off the hand.
The mark for Portier.
8-13 in his first 2 seasons after he came over from Memphis, and you saw the graphic. 19-3. Winners of 15 in a row over the last 2 seasons. 3rd longest active winning streak in the country.
Chasing a championship.
He's done very well in the transfer portal as well. Douglas is wide open, has the first down, and is tackled around the legs at the 22 by Cam.
Covered. Travis hits him for a nice gain.
And now Florida State going with some tempo. They're in field goal range at the very least for Ryan Fitzgerald. Leaning heavily on the pistol so far. Toa Field, Hurricane staff. It's a screen with a flag down. It's an incomplete pass. Corey Flagg had coverage on Keziah Holmes. Adam Savoy is the referee.
Offside. Defense number 20.
It's Mike Norvell.
You said they spent all day Monday working on defending the wide variety of Florida State screens. Travis over the middle, caught, first down inside the 10. So they shift Darius Washington from left tackle to right tackle. Benson.
Well-rounded back, and does a great job in this part of the field. He always keeps those legs driving when the yards are hard to get.
Benson up the middle to the goal line, spinning, touchdown.
A great job there in the middle by Maurice Smith. He's engaged with the defensive tackle. Leonard Taylor throws him to the ground, goes right to the right side of him. Benson does, and he continues to drive as he spins forward to find Pater. That was a great effort run by Trey Benson.
Ryan Fitzgerald for the extra point. Made all 45 this season. He's still perfect. On this Veterans Week, a heartfelt thank you to all the men and women
for Miami today to impose their will at the line of scrimmage. They have to be able to run the ball downhill. Florida State's excellent on the edges. They have great athleticism, but they have to be able to attack the defensive tackles, which is a three-man rotation for the Seminoles.
Mark Fletcher, the running back. They want to pound the run. There's a flag down before the snap for a false start against the Hurricanes.
False start. Offense number 61.
Same five starters have opened every game on the offensive line this year for Miami. One of only 11 FBS teams to do that. Fletcher bounced outside. Fletcher, another one of those.
Had him set up if Fletcher would have broke off inside of him.
Restrepo grew up in South Florida, dreaming about playing for the Canes. A hit. Third down and 3. Williams on target, first down, and lots of run after the catch. Jacoby George. What a nifty run. His 42nd catch of the season. Second on their team behind Restrepo's 60. Williams given a nice pocket, and
it's incomplete, but it wasn't a turnover, which has been a huge problem naturally the last few weeks at quarterback.
Tyler Van Dyke. One turnover in his first 4 games, 11 in the last 4, necessitating the change. Fletcher stood up and driven.
Inject a spark. And they believe that Emory Williams is that spark. So far, he's looked pretty good. Even the numbers don't necessarily reflect it just yet.
1 out of 4, but it was a 43-yard play. They blitz him up the middle, and he gets smushed back at the 33-yard line. Kalen DeLoach, a 10-yard sack.
And he just comes right in between the left guard and the center. Clearly a bust in protection. You have to protect inside out. Cohen stayed wide. Lee stayed on his guy inside. DeLoach is...
And he hooked it. There's been a few wide lefts and a lot of wide rights in this rivalry.
Now Hutchinson, after the fact, they're trying to iron that out moving forward.
A rare miss by Borregales, the candidate for the Lou Groza Award, which is brother Jose won for Miami in 2020. Benson Guidry. First year at Miami, they changed out both coordinators. They have 7 new full-time assistants of their 10 from last year when they won just 5 games in Cristobal's first season as head coach. Benson fighting for every inch. On ESPN between the hedges tonight. Trey Benson, the running back, on 3rd down and 1. Travis has the first down. Lawrence Toafili in. Yeah, running back behind Travis. Seven nothing Florida State. Toafili. Good tackle.
Behind Maui Noah, so if he doesn't make that one, that was a critical shoelace tackle.
Toafili. Excellent number 2 running back. Redshirt junior out of St. Petersburg. Final minute of the opening quarter. Travis. Caught. First down.
Need to utilize him off play action and take a shot or 2 against undersized corners for Miami.
Wilson did not play in the last 2 games, and Keon Coleman did not play last week at Pitt. Travis going deep for Coleman. And it's just out of his reach.
Moment to go. He's 6'1" to go up against 6'4" Coleman and 6'7" Wilson.
Flag down. Might have been a timeout first. The officials are going to talk about that.
There is no false start on number 80. Prior to the snap, timeout.
Every year of my childhood was appointment television. All the great players there throughout the 90s, late 80s, and obviously the early 2000s as well.
Over that 30-year stretch, they combined to win 7 national championships, and Florida State added 1 in 2013. Travis throws, caught, first down. It is Florida State moving the sticks at the moment. First play of the second quarter, 7-0 Seminoles. Trey Benson.
This job making the defense face a lot of eye violations where they're looking at one thing, it's going another direction.
Leonard Taylor back in for the Miami defense, and that throw.
He put his defensive backs on islands by bringing the house.
They are crowding the line of scrimmage. Only one-man Bain was down in a stance. It is to the end zone. He made his first 10 this season. He's 11 out of 12. You saw the only miss was a shorty at Wake Forest. And that one's good from 33. I think old Nick Saban knows what he's doing. Emory Williams. Can they get some sustained offense? Fletcher.
23-7. So for the Williams family today, about honoring the sacrifice of our veterans, but also celebrating their sons' accomplishments. Sean.
There's chagrin because there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Miami, we believe, on Brashard Smith.
And it was well after the whistle. As you can see the ball carriers down on the field. And
oh boy. 21. The Canes offense really struggling. They go to a quick screen and it works well again. Jacoby George has been all their offense so far. Yeah. And some angst in Western New York. Thought the Bills were going to be better than 5-4. Emory Williams, the 19-year-old true freshman. Then given a nice clean pocket and the pass batted down.
Those excellent defensive ends for Florida State, Jared Verse and Patrick Payton, especially on the right side, working against the freshman Maui Noah.
Payton is standout at knocking down passes at defensive end. He wears number 11. There's Adam Fuller, the defensive coordinator. Williams steps up and goes down in the arms of Kalen DeLoach. His second sack, that one for 5 yards.
And he's watching watching Mark Fletcher to make sure he doesn't escape. As soon as Mark Fletcher engages, though, with the defender, that frees up the Loach to be able to close and drop Emory Williams for another third down sack.
Fifth-year senior DeLoach, one of their team leaders, their leading tackler, and in 56 yards for a touchdown to tie that game at Clemson. They were fighting from behind all day. Won it in overtime to end a 7-game losing streak against the Tigers.
Valuable to a young guy that the game is probably moving really fast for at the moment.
11.5 to go till halftime. 10-0 Florida State. Trey Benson, the running back. Travis faked it to him, just did get it off. It's Jaheim Bell.
And they have so many different variations of the looks to make it difficult on the defense.
16-yard gain, and that one dropped for a loss. Trey. Play clock running down too long for Mike Norvell's comfort, and he uses his second timeout.
Florida State.
Sure are. Kurt Johnson, our official stat spotter up in the press box, also served in the U.S. Army. We thank all of them. Mike Norvell calls the plays. They average just under 40 points per game. They're 9th in the country in scoring offense. They're trying to set up a screen. Faked it in one direction, threw it the other way. Is
that the Athletic Trivia question?
No, it is not, but we're going to have that in just a moment. Xavier Restrepo back deep for it. Play clock almost ran out. Good kick. And a fair catch made by Restrepo. And it was a hit.
Something tells me that he was patrolling the sidelines of that number 10 Florida State team.
Miami was as high as number 17 when they started 4-0, including a win against Texas A&M. They have fallen out of the rankings. Bashard Smith is seeing more time at running back. He scored on a 1-yard run. Seminoles scored late, went for 2, didn't get it. Donald Chaney. Chaney again. Lead ahead to the field goals in Raleigh against the Wolfpack last week in a 20-6 loss, and they both came in the first 17 minutes of the game. They didn't score in almost the final
to the top. Working against Jerry and Jones, who's back from injury for a week ago. I think Florida State will be real mindful of that matchup.
They rushed 5. Williams takes off running, lowers his head, and like fun people to hang around with.
Absolutely.
There's Chaney, a nice bounce to the outside, and now some speed. And so many of the players on these two teams from South Florida. Play fake Williams, throwing into single coverage, lots of contact, and they
grabbing onto each other.
They can both commit penalties.
Exactly. Basically an offsetting
They both did something, so we're not going to flag either one. Here's Chaney again. Donald Chaney inside the 10 and out yet again. They stick with Chaney. Mario Cristobal said he never should have been in that situation. Mark Fletcher's in now. Trying to jam it off left guard, and he on third down last week. Fletcher, the true freshman, is the running back alongside the true freshman quarterback, who fires, and it is caught for a touchdown. The coaches talked about regarding Emory Williams. The extra point scored in overtime to beat Virginia. Florida State was the...
Knew where he was going with it. I mean, I knew without question he was going to take a shot at me right there. That was a lot.
Well, you can handle it. You're tough. National championship winning quarterback. Jordan Travis with a flag down, likely for a hold. He ran away from the pressure, and then a flag came out. Jeremiah Byers might have had too much of a grab of Jared Harrison Hunt.
Holding defense, number 63. 10-yard.
Well there by the official.
First penalty on Florida State. Miami has been assessed 3. Travis forced back, in trouble, and taken down to the end zone. The Saint was there. The officials are conferring. There hasn't been a signal
On the plane. I think it should be a safety.
That's absolutely brutal. The replay official is John Bush, and the conference will have some explaining to do. And just getting out of the end zone is bad.
I don't think it was.
And we try to get an explanation from the replay booth at the half. Here's Travis out of the end zone, juggling and a drop. His third punt. This is very returnable. Return. We don't know who number 36 is. They don't have one on their roster. Another one of the issues of college football that really should be addressed at some point. Duplicate numbers and guys changing numbers for particular plays.
Timeout.
That's
Florida State.
Maurice Smith. Well, prior to this, Miami's average starting field position was their own 18. Their first possession of the game started at their own 2. They're at the Seminole 31. Another screen intended for George. Deflected up in the air. Incomplete. Grady Van.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
For a while by FSU, but they fell off after they got a commitment from a top freshman prospect in Brock Glenn. Here's Donald Chaney, the star of the second quarter, for 4 yards last week at NC State. They're on the move with 45 seconds to go. Trying to take the lead. No Smith. They're trying to get him more touches as a running back. Primarily a wide receiver. He's on the left side of Emory Williams. Williams, plenty of time. His pass complete to Smith. Little bit less than a yard with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And Fletcher in big trouble. And they'll have to let it run all the way to 45 this year. And they'll head to the locker room tied. Onside kick by Florida State. Up for grabs. And Miami had
Too long and allows Miami to recover.
a big play by Ladson. Transfer from Clemson. An excellent field position for Miami. Trying to pick up where they left off in the second quarter. And they do. Mark. Miami outgained Florida State 129-1 in the second quarter. After it was 125-51 Noles in the first quarter.
Amongst a swarm of Seminole kickoff men.
Second and 11. Fletcher, the running back. Emory Williams gave it to him. He bounced off a hit from Tatum Bethune, but couldn't get away from the second one. Here's Molly. At the very least, they're in field goal range to take their first lead. Crowd making it really tough. And a timeout used by Miami.
Timeout. Miami.
Rivalry in college football. Last year was a big blowout in favor of Florida State. 45-3. Now Miami a 2-touchdown underdog. Trying to pull off the upset. And perhaps they ran that screen once this season as 50 against Texas A&M. That one's hooking, and it's good. Just did.
Rashard Smith, but there's no love lost between these two.
And a fair catch.
Maybe continue to feed him, and hasn't worked much up the middle. Maybe try some things on the perimeter.
Keon Coleman does not have a catch. He's been targeted 3 times. I think they try to get him involved. Here he is. Spins after the catch and goes down about 2 yards short of the line. One of the best receivers in the country. His first catch for 8 yards. Travis over the middle. Ja'Kai Douglas. They're trying to run him down. And they finally do near the 5-yard line. James Williams saved the
defenders, the linebackers and safeties, all looking in the backfield. Douglas sneaks right behind him on the RPO. No one's there to cover him, and he takes off for a big gain.
He had a career-high 115 yards receiving at Pitt last week on 6 catches. He had only 2 catches all year prior to last week's game, but without Coleman and Wilson, he stepped forward, and he just did it again. First and goal, Travis shovel pass off an offensive lineman. And second and goal. Here's Coleman down the sideline, stood up. Goal at the 5. One for the last 4 on third down. Morlock, the tight end, the motion man. It's a keep by Travis. He's in trouble and stacked up. Yard try for Fitzgerald to tie it. And it's 13 apiece with 9:32 to go. They have 3 losses now.
Yeah, the offense continues to be very inconsistent.
And I moved Texas up ahead of Oregon. I just think their resume is the best among the one-loss teams. Big.
Really good, and the biggest thing, the decision-making has been outstanding.
They came in expecting to run. He runs, not sure it was by design.
He fits into the offense. Doesn't need to be the star, but needs to be a distributor, and he's played well in that role today.
Donald Chaney ran for 80 yards in the second quarter, helped turn the game in favor of.
3 at the top of the screen. That might be the direction that the freshman is looking at.
Covered by Renardo Green, who's the semifinalist for the Jim Thorpe Award as the best defensive back in the country. They brought pressure. Fletcher ran by some of it, but not past everybody. Back for the punt. Brought one back 72 against Syracuse. Had never returned punts until this year. He stepped away from the ball. The Miami players think it touched him. Well, one of their guys came up with it, flag, but the officials say Florida State ball.
He would try to go, but he is not 100%, guys.
All right, Molly, thank you. On first down, Lawrence Toafili could not break free. After the play fake on target to Johnny Wilson is Jordan Travis.
Sideline, it's a well-timed throw and good catch and run.
3 for 51 for Wilson under duress. Travis got it off. And
They're at corner, so they need to take advantage of that matchup.
Here's Benson on the delay. Good call, well executed. Benson heading toward the end zone. 38-yard touchdown, Florida State. Prior to this possession, Florida State had minus 18 yards rushing since the second play of the second quarter. 38 on that one for Benson, who had 27 yards all day. Prior to that run, Florida State goes back on top after the extra point by Fitzgerald. It's 20-13.
And just perfectly blocked up front on the GT counter. The left guard, Casey Roddick, he kicks out the initial defender. Darius Washington fills inside. Benson breaks right off those blocks going inside out, and he takes it the distance after that. Just extremely well executed on the counter, a play that Florida State has used forever since Mike Norvell has taken over. Haven't run it as often this year, but find success with it there on a big play by Benson. Florida State ranked number 4 in the country. Trying
trying to get to 10-0. They're 9-0 for the first time since 2014. That was the last time they played for the ACC championship. Guaranteed a spot in the title game. They've already clinched it. This is their last conference game of the year. Louisville
wouldn't win their conference, so a game of vital importance here for the Noles.
Anne-Marie Williams been battling the noise all day. There's a blitz. It's picked up. Williams down the sideline a little too.
Performing at a high level.
Here comes another blitz from deep. It's picked up. Williams a little bit too far. Again, they blitz right up the middle. Williams throws, and it's almost intercepted. There's a flag down. Zaire Thomas went diving for it, as did Jacoby George.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 20. 10-yard penalty. Automatic.
They're about as good a tandem of starting corners as you can have. A big break for Miami. And here's Cheney. Bang. Cheney did well to get across the line.
But he's the best route runner. He's the guy that can create the most separation in man situations. So see if they can't get a target in the direction of number 7 for the Canes.
3rd down and 8. Pressure again. Williams throws it up for grabs, and it flutters incomplete. Dylan Joyce to punt for the 4th time. Keon Coleman misplayed the last one. Line drive kick sends Coleman over by the sideline. And a time of the year, just about everything in action.
We got all kinds of action. Looking forward to it.
Design rollout for Jordan Travis in the flat. Coleman has it.
Drive starters where they've targeted him to kind of get him into the ball game.
He didn't have a catch in the first half. A fake to Toafili. They set up another screen to Kyle Morlock. Another tight end screen. And Florida State's done very well in the portal. Back shoulder throw. Caught.
It in for a nice gain.
21-yard gain. Florida State up by a touchdown. They led by 10 in the first half. Approaching 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Pressure brought by Lance Guidry. Another back shoulder throw. Game 2 years ago when he brought them back late to beat Miami. C.J. Campbell in it, running back. He goes out, and they sack Travis. And Ray Joseph, we believe, is the deep man in the never-ending switching of numbers. Oh, boy, great bounce for Mastromano. Back and forth they go. Florida State control the opening quarter. Total domination by Miami in quarter 2. Almost all Florida State here in the 3rd quarter.
Mark backbreaker out the back door to the right side.
Emery Williams, for those who joined us late, making his 2nd career start in place of Tyler Van Dyke, who has struggled mightily in recent weeks. Along with their rivalry game against Florida, which is a couple of weeks away. First play of the 4th quarter, Miami 3rd and 4, down by 6. Low line drives that have driven the return men back. It's Keon Coleman again. That one not his best. Coleman telling everybody to get away from it. And it takes a great bounce for Miami. Touchdowns for Benson. Here comes yet another screen, and they blew it up with the... Matt Austin tells us. On 2nd and 10. Travis. That stood up, bounced off that, and finally swung down. Tandem with Kinchins. They're also best friends. An important 3rd down now, a minute into the 4th quarter for Florida State on 3rd and 6.
The previous play is under further review for a potential targeting foul.
And you see Travis, who really is not mouthy, waving at Williams as if to say goodbye. Here's Williams, but he's still in the game. We'll ask Matt Austin about it in a moment, but here comes 3rd down and 6. Florida State, early moments of the 4th quarter. Leading by 7. The pass,
Another missed call. I don't understand it.
Florida State has dropped 5 passes today. Mastromano angling for the far sideline. Explanation about the targeting, no response. They're trying to mimic Florida State.
A scary hit, the way that head recoiled against the turf.
He's 6 for 17 for 81 yards passing. And a touchdown, no interceptions. He hasn't made the big mistake.
Tunnel screen, I would throw one here and see if you can't get one of your receivers to full head of steam.
Fuller brings pressure again. Williams behind Restrepo, who was open right around the line to gain. Third straight 3 and out for Miami. 4th of the game. Good punt by Joyce. Coleman made the first field miss. Keon Coleman. The punter awaits and took him down. Dylan Joyce saved the touchdown.
It was a great initial move by Coleman to make Jaden Harris miss, who was running down as the gunner, and he's off to the races. Pretty good job there by the punter, Dylan Joyce, to kind of force him back inside, but Keon Coleman at 6'4", so shifty.
57-yard return. Coleman, all I want you to do is catch the punt. Anything after that is a bonus. Well, there was a big bonus. To the 10-yard line. Poised to go up by 2 scores again. 1st and goal. Travis, the keeper, dodged some traffic. Still on his feet and almost scored. He had one more in a close football game. Florida State trying to go back up by 2 scores. They have it 2nd and goal at the Miami 3-yard line with exactly 12 minutes to go. They have had trouble scoring touchdowns in the red zone the last 2 weeks. They've outgained Miami in this half 171-28. Travis, the fade, Coleman, flag thrown. He was being held by Devontae Brown.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. Foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed at the 2-yard.
So 1st and goal. Benson goes in motion. DJ Lundy, linebacker, lines up as a blocker. Trying to... We approach 11 minutes to go. And that was for Coleman. Even while being held, he caught it for a touchdown. There is the flag. They will likely pick it up. It was Damari Brown, the freshman.
Defense number 6. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
There are few players in college football better than Keon Coleman when the ball is in the air. Contested catches are his specialty. There's absolutely nothing Damari Brown, the freshman, can do. The ball's well thrown to the outside. Progressive pylon cam gets a good shot. Easily seeing the feet inside. Keon Coleman the impressive catch.
Extra point good. By Ryan Fitzgerald. Have been on this crew for 25 years because of Scott Johnson, a man of remarkable goodness and character, and that came from the example of his parents, Carmen and Paul, now reunited. Mr. Johnson patiently waiting for a couple. So here comes Miami really up against it now. They wanted to rely on the run. They've thrown it only 18 times, but down by 2 scores. And with under 11, really poor. The pressure continues. Why change?
Like a pressure look from Adam Fuller's defense.
And they just did snap it. And that one hits the umpire. So it's Coleman back deep. He has taken over the game here in the second half.
4th. Back to you, Sean.
Maybe a bedlam hangover for the Cowboys. Travis, deep drop, throws deep, and Coleman couldn't run under it. His arms outstretched. He did get grabbed. Out in the flat. Ja'Kai Douglas. 6th punt for Mastromano. What a days he's had, averaging 51. Both punters have been excellent. This one's another good one. Ray Joseph, who has started over most of the last 3 seasons. They've had a lot of problems of late. They made the switch to Williams. He's 1 for 9 this half. And a lot of movement along the lines, and they stop it.
Ball start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty.
Williams winds up, throws it in traffic, and it's caught! It got through 2 defenders to Jacoby George. All the way, touchdown! Williams had 81 passing yards all day. Spot and play Florida State in the ACC championship game in Charlotte. It's a touch
For him to do that, but that's a big mistake there by Kevin Knowles.
getting pressure back on Florida State. They've gone silent on offense. 19 yards on their 10 plays in this quarter. Benson escaped with a stiff arm. Has a first.
On some open space.
Well, they're not killing time. They snapped it with 20, trying to get back into a rhythm. Benson run out of it. Winning and losing may not be a huge factor in it, but recruits these days care a lot about style of play. Travis throws, caught. Wilson first down. Both coaching staffs said when you're recruiting the top cornerbacks, they want to watch you play a lot of press man coverage. And both of these schools do. Tough run by Toa Feely. Florida State hasn't been in the title game since 2014. Of course, they did dominate the ACC in the Bobby Bowden era. Over the last decade, it has been Clemson at the top of the Atlantic Coast Conference. 2nd and 6. Benson running into a one-on-one at the top. And under duress and swung down Travis. Welsh, Louisiana. Distant relative of Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry. Mastromano's punt and a fair catch. 27, they've passed for 166. Obviously some big plays in the passing game on just 7 completions. That is thrown away. CC among non-defensive backs. He does a great job of getting his hands up and batting down balls. 2nd and 10. Williams Takes it down short. Rashard Smith. Neither team stellar on third down today. Miami's 3 out of 13. Under 4 minutes to go. They run it unsuccessfully. A loss of about. Restrepo's been virtually invisible. The play of the season to date for Florida State, and a timeout call by Miami, leaving them with only 4th down and 2. Under 3 minutes to go. Miami down by 7. Looked like some confusion. Williams carries and lunges and might have gotten there. It looked like one turnover in the first 4 games in which he played. Then the last 4, 11 turnovers, 10 of them interceptions, and 1 lost fumble. 2.5 to go. They're down by 7, and it's
a little bit of jitters, though, from the quarterback coming in cold off the bench.
5 targets for Restrepo, no catches. 60 catches on the year coming in. On the delay, Fletcher. Didn't get much. 3rd down and 7. 2 minutes to go. Florida State trying to go to 10-0 and stay on track for a berth in the college football playoff. Adam Fuller showing pressure and the dancing around, forced a false start.
False start. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here.
No urgency from Van Dyke, who's been in these situations before. You have to go 80 yards. You have 1.5 minutes to do it and only 1 timeout. They snapped it at 3 on the play clock. Back shoulder throw.
It's a great job reeling it in.
Mark Fletcher, the running back. To the sideline, another catch.
Behind him and makes the catch.
1 minute to go. And that pass knocked down.
He is a defensive end at the next level. You can end the game by dropping the quarterback. So keep an eye on number 5, Jared Verse, and Patrick Payton on the other side, number 11.
And Dyke into a crowd. They couldn't connect on the completion there. 3rd down and 10.
Got to think, if you get one-on-one, it's been good so far for you on this drive. You're going to look in the direction of Colby Young on a back shoulder at the top of your screen.
And Dyke, there it is again. The back shoulder they knew was. And now a timeout called by Florida State.
Timeout. Florida State.
Both completions to Colby Young. 4th down and 10. Van Dyke rolls away from pressure, in trouble. Just throws it up for grabs, and it is intercepted. Jarian Jones picked it off. Malcolm Ray put the pressure on, and Van Dyke had to throw it.
And they did exactly what we thought they might. They tried to get Restrepo on an out-breaking route against the man coverage, and it looked like Restrepo was open. Van Dyke's got to throw it right now. That's open enough in a 4th and 10 situation. Instead, he tries to force it back across the middle, and it's intercepted. Just a poor decision there from Van Dyke, and I don't know what talked him out of trying to give Restrepo a chance on the outbreaker where he had to step on the defender.
When sportsmanlike call against Florida State after the play. It's the first turnover of the game. On 4th down and running out of time, he had to throw it somewhere, but as you said, perhaps not the best choice. And that has been a part of the numerous turnovers he's piled up in recent weeks. Bad decisions, and then when he's made the right decisions, he's just made some poor throws. Thrown into a very difficult situation. And Florida State is going to beat Miami for the 3rd year in a row. There is a flag down on the snap. Jordan Travis will become the first Florida State quarterback to win as a starter 3 years in a row against Miami, adding to his legacy.
Legal substitution. Defense, 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Florida State will go to 10-0. And it should be 11-0. They play North Alabama. No offense, North Alabama fans, next week here. And then a rivalry game at Florida in Gainesville to wrap up the regular season. Then the conference championship game, most likely against Louisville.
Thank you.
The team they did not play in the regular season, and a very good Cardinal team that has one loss all year.
And they're excellent and really good at the line of scrimmage, offensively and defensively. So if that's their opponent in the ACC title game, they get a win. They'll be marching back into the playoff for the first time in a while.
Miami will not use its timeout. The ascension back to prominence continues under Mike Norvell. What a job he has done. And there will be many battles still to come between these two coaches. There's Molly with Coach Norvell.
Coach, the interception to seal the win. What was it like watching that game-saving play in your shoes?
No, I mean, it's huge. I mean, just to see our guys, they fight. You know, I mean, obviously tonight didn't go, all in our favor. A lot of adversity that showed up. Our guys continue to believe. They played for 60 minutes, and then they're at the end making a play that was necessary. You're so proud of our football team. I mean, this rivalry game, there's so much emotion. It means so much to everyone. And, you know, obviously it's just a huge game for our program. Proud of our players.
A lot of momentum swings in this game. How did your running back, Trey Benson, spark you guys when you needed it most tonight?
You know, they did a good job trying to clog up the run game, but, you know, obviously being able to hit a big play. You know, Trey's a great player. You know, he's a wonderful job for us, and, you know, we made the play when it was necessary.
You're now 10-0. You beat Miami for the third straight year. What does that say about what you are building here in Tallahassee?
I'm just so proud of our players. I mean, the work they put in, you know, they sacrifice so much. I mean, we challenge them in every area, on the field, off the field, and all that they do to prepare them for times like this. You know, back-to-back 10-plus win seasons. Obviously, you know, winning the last 3 against that opponent is big for us, and, you know, just so grateful for these players I get to coach.
All right, congrats on the win. Go give Mila a hug from us, Coach.
Yes, indeed. Go Noles.